Burgers and dogs. Dogs and burgers. Whatever you want, I got for you. That time of year again, folks. The one day a year that we celebrate the red, the white, and the blue. Hey, until we can get back to laying them out like a plush rugged, we're gonna enjoy Independence Day. It's one of the most beautiful days of the year, folks. Now, don't let nobody lie to you. Some folks will say that the United States of America is divided right now. Hey, the devil is a liar. We as united as ever, baby. You ain't gotta look at that news. Let me tell you, it don't matter if you black, you white, you brown, you tall, you short, it don't matter, baby. We all right here, baby. The USA is still the USA. Like it was back in Hulk Hogan day. That's right. You heard me? And you know what we're doing right now? We had a good old American barbecue. You can't beat it, baby. Never can, never could. Huh? Come on. Now let me explain something to you. There's mainly one thing I got to say. I said there's only one thing I got to say to you today. Just give me one moment while I prepare to hop in this pool. So what I'm gonna tell you, let me repeat this to you. What I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Is she gonna work?
Don't get close, Dad!
I gotta do it again. What we gotta do?
Dad, no!
Ruined the whole picture. Hold on.
Oh my God. Okay, I think it's lit. There you go.
Here, one more hair. Try to.
I think done.
What I've been trying to tell you all along, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, of all ages, what I've been trying to tell you. Happy Independence Day.
Look where it's going! Look where it's going!
Hi, I'm Quinn McKay, and I'm here to update you on everything going on for the week in Ring of Honor. I tried to convince production to let me do the entire show with sparklers, but the office said no, and I was like, listen, guys, I get it. Just because I'm from the Ozarks doesn't mean that I'm going to make a sparkler bomb. And they were like, actually, it's a fire hazard. And I was like, okay, I didn't actually think about that. Anyway, happy Independence Day to everyone celebrating. We hope you had a great 4th of July, but I want to get this out of the way before we really get going. My attempts to interview Session Moth Martinez since the start of Week by Week have not only failed spectacularly, but have also been an absolute disaster. So I will not be trying that ever again. It has become very clear to me that no one is going to be able to nail down having a productive back and forth with her, regardless of how important my questions are. So that's that. It's impossible, and I'm washing my very small hands of it. As always, we have an exciting week of premieres to look forward to on all of our ROH platforms. The newest episode of the ROH Strong podcast dropped today with the exotic goddess Mandy Leone. Mandy talks about her decision to train to be a pro wrestler at the ROH dojo instead of attending a prestigious fashion design school, wrestling in Japan, her love for ghost adventures, and much more. So you can listen to that right now, available on most podcast platforms and at rohwrestling.com. This week on ROH television, we go day by day with the leader of the righteous, Vincent. Vincent has made powerful statements at the expense of Matt Taven by taking him out of action back in December, and then recently attacking him in his own home during a live fan Q&A. The upcoming episode of ROH TV will highlight the dark evolution of Vincent, and in this episode, parental discretion is advised. So let's take a look.
I had a plan, man. I had it planned for years, for over a decade. It was almost like it was sitting on a jar on top of my mantle, letting it ferment for years and years and years. And then final battle 2019. I got to grab that jar, hold it to my lips, and take a taste, and man, it never tastes so good. To be successful, you need friends. To be very successful, you need enemies. You dig what I'm saying?
I get along with most everyone in the ROH locker room. I have to, because it's my job to understand people so that I can properly interview them. But I want no confusion as to whether I support Vincent or condone his behavior, because I do not understand him. And quite frankly, I find him terrifying. So you can check your local listings to catch that this weekend. And this Wednesday, July 8th, we'll be releasing a brand new Vincent t-shirt in the ROH Pro Shop, regardless of whether or not some of us think that he deserves it. Speaking of TV, right now you can check out the most recent episode of TV for free at ROHWrestling.com as we go day by day with the Darewolf, PJ Black. It's an amazing episode if you haven't seen it, so you can go ahead and check it out now. You should also check out the latest edition of My First ROH Match with Jenny Rose on our YouTube channel. Back in 2013, Jenny faced off with Mischief, Leah Von Dutch, and Athena, who we now know as Ember Moon. So you can get to know Jenny as she discusses joining the ROH Wrestling Academy at 17 and meeting Kyoko Inoue. So let's take a look at a little bit of that now.
Hey Ring of Honor fans, I'm Jenny Rose, and I'm about to watch my first Ring of Honor match. And what is she doing?
Wait a second.
Oh!
Sunset German.
Girl, did she just steal my pin? You better get her.
Breaking down pinfalls all over the place.
There's a chop.
Finally the chop now.
There's another one. Oh, that hurt. Oh!
Man, a derby.
There's another chop, girl. Oh! Spinning side slam.
Got her just about.
2-0.
Oh, everyone
I've had
wait
it.
for the
This is
pick
it.
in
This
now.
is it.
3 girls down and Jenny will go to the top.
The great Daisy Hayes played a great hand in training of Jenny Rose. You could see the intensity by which she fights. Very reminiscent of her great trainer.
Lovely. Too tired perhaps
Hurry
to
up.
capitalize. Yeah, couldn't even get the pinfall before Mischief.
We are very much looking forward to the next My First ROH match because rumor has it, it features ROH's resident underdog, Cheeseburger. Stay tuned for that, and as you know, every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Dalton's Castle, starring Dalton Castle, drops new episodes. We're approaching the season finale, but before we get to that, we're going to use this Tuesday to update you on everything that's happened in the first 5 episodes, just in case you missed it. Be sure to check that out and mark your calendars for the season finale of Dalton's Castle on July 14th. I'm not sure how Dalton Castle spent his Independence Day, but I know that since we're still in quarantine, a lot of us have been celebrating Independence Day all weekend. And, you know, maybe even still today, depending on who you are, including maybe Josh Woods. So let's go to him right now and see how he's been celebrating.
Can't get in it. Oh, God, it's so small. Look how tiny this thing is.
Okay. Well, we will try back with Josh in a little bit, I guess. For now, let's go to Flip Gordon.
Hey guys, this is Flip Gordon. I'm back down here in my dungeon, getting a workout in before Independence Day. This is one of my favorite holidays, mainly because I get to spend time with family. I love barbecue, and I love setting things on fire and blowing stuff up. And this year, I get to actually go up in Maine and spend it with my family up there. And I also got some military-grade fireworks they're not even available on the market, that I get to blow up and just light off and send them to the sky. So it's gonna be so much fun. I hope everybody else has a very safe but fun Independence Day. Make sure you eat lots of barbecue and rest up, because this lockdown's almost over, and then it's time to get back to work. It's time to get back in that wrestling ring, and it's time for me to become Ring of Honor World Champion.
Flip was one of the wrestlers that competed on the historic G1 Supercard at Madison Square Garden last year. And be sure to check out the next edition of Honor List as we highlight the best moments from the G1 Supercard. That airs this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Fridays are also just huge around here, because on Friday, we will continue uploading 50 new matches from the past to Honor Club. It's Fresh 50 Fridays. Last week, we saw great matches added, such as Samoa Joe versus Delirious, Homicide versus Nigel McGuinness, and Chris Hero and Davey Richards versus Kevin Steen and Lance Storm from Death Before Dishonor 2009. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of that now.
Hero turns the tables on Storm and forearms him all the way to the floor. And it looks like Hero and Richards are going to focus on Kevin Steen. Flash kick nails him through the ropes all the way out to the floor. Richards to the top. Steen to his feet. Able to avoid Richards. Sharpshooter. Get in there, Hero. Davey might have to tap here. Hero trying to force him to release the hold. Steen shrugging it off. Kick to the face, spit to the face. Complete disrespect. Lance Storm from out of nowhere. Stereo sharpshooters.
There is no shortage of awesome matches on Honor Club, and no shortage of young wrestlers looking to make a name for themselves in ROH. Over the last few weeks, we've focused on one to watch in the future. This week, it's a tag team that has already started building up quite a strong reputation here. So let's take a look.
Focus, consistency, goal-reaching, cooperation, self-control, perseverance, enthusiasm, confidence, respect, responsibility, and determination are all things that define Master and Machine!
I do have a little bit of a setback. You see, I blew out my knee. Can't even do what I love. Can't do martial arts, can't do wrestling. I have surgery coming up, and they say it could be 12 months of recovery.
But, despite all that, you're still not going to get rid of Marcus and Griff.
Because it's been a dream come true to work our bodies to the damn bone, to be able to challenge guys like PJ Black, Dalton Castle and Joe Hendry, the Briscoes.
So that's just been the last 6 months. Think about our whole futures ahead of us. Sure, people have called us things like young boys, immature, green, a rash.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah, they call us a rash because we stick around and we don't leave. Day after day, injury after injury, because it's what we love to do. Ring of Honor's our home, so
that's what's up.
While Marcus Cross recovers from his injury, Griff Garrison has been competing in singles action and becoming quite the free agent. Will he call ROH his home in the future? Only time will tell. Now, I'd really like to try this again specifically, if not just for my own entertainment. Josh Woods is apparently standing by. So, Josh, what have you been up to over the holiday?
Oh my God. I can't even get in it. How do people do this?
Okay, seriously? If this is going to turn into another joke on me, like Danhausen and Session Moth Martina and whoever else, then I'm going to walk out of this studio right now.
Yes, hello and welcome to Ring of Housing. Danhausen, #1 interviewer here for Ring of Honor. Hausen, that is. Yes. Anyways, we're going to do a special interview today for ROH Week by Week. and that is with Session Moth. Session Mothhausen, yes.
Quinn, you look terrible.
Who's
Quarantine's
Quinn?
been horrible to you. Oh,
This is Danhausen.
Danhausen. Oh, very, very evil Danhausen.
Very
Big
nice.
fan.
very
Big
nice,
fan.
very evil.
I can't believe I got to do my interview with Danhausen. Oh, this is amazing. This is great. How are you? Hello.
Danhausen doing very nice, very evil, that is. Yes, anyways,
Always.
let's get to the questions. People have been waiting. We must get to these questions. Let's see. Yes. Are you aware that Ryan Melanishausen, has been getting your attention, trying to at least, for months? You have so much in common. What do you have to say?
Melanus. That rings a bell. I've heard that name before. I think maybe I've seen it on Twitter. Do you mean Bruiser? Do you mean I think you mean Bruiser.
No teeth, not him. Danhausen tried feeding him teeth once, it didn't work. No, Ryan Melanis, his tag team partner.
Me? No, it doesn't ring a bell. I don't know. I'm
All
lost.
right, well, I guess. Well, what can we do? Next question.
But if you're talking to Bruiser, just tell him I said hi.
Danhausen will do no such thing. Anyways, how are you feeling now that you have access to the bars?
I feel alive again. More alive than you look, that's for sure.
What does that mean? What does that?
What? It means that the bars are great. I mean, I have taken them down one by one by one. I'm pretty much deciding that I'm going to rule all Irish bars by the end of this, by the time I get back to Ring of Honor.
Very good. Yes, that leads Danhausen to the next question. A lot of women recently have been announced by Ring of Honor. Who do you think stands the most chance for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship?
Excuse me. Obviously it's me. Have you ever tried to face a girl on a night out after having a few pints and try to go up against another girl? She'll reef your hair out. She'll fight with you till you want teeth. A session mod will be the one to get your teeth. I'll tell you that now. And if there's a belt involved, it's going to be me. No other one of them girls is touching my gold. Sorry.
No. That's quite the answer. It's very good. Danhausen appreciates the teeth. And yes, final question of sorts, maybe. How is your narcolepsy coming along?
Narcolepsy? I don't even know what that is. What's that?
You know, you keep sleeping.
Yeah, but like, have you ever tried to go through 3 or 4 cans in a night and not fall asleep? You need to recharge. If you want to drink all day, every day, sometimes you just got to take a little bit of a power nap, restart, and then you're good to go. You don't get this good at drinking without going through a few naps, if you know what I mean, right?
Danhausen has no idea. Anyways, final question. Have you heard that? Yes, Danhausen, it is true. He has the best-selling t-shirt on Ring of Hausen. The website, yes, the internet. Do you hear that?
I don't care about that. Nobody cares about that. What are you doing? You're using my interview to try and book your own shirt? That's enough of that. I don't want to hear a damn other word from you.
You swear in this interview.
I didn't swear. You swore.
Internet people, cut this.
No, I'm gone. Damn you.
Internet.
You know what? I have a degree. I have a background in broadcast. I've been interviewing people for years, and after all of these weeks, Danhausen interviews Session Moth Martina with no problem whatsoever? Well, what's your favorite movie is this week's question of the week.
Hey, Carrie Silken here. My favorite movie of all time, The Wrestler, because Ring of Honor was featured in it. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
My favorite movie is Ray, the Ray Charles movie with Jamie Foxx.
Shawshank Redemption or Revenge of the Nerds.
Who's the leader of our crew? Who's a friend to me and you? Kinda nice, good looking too. Sanka, hey, Sanka. My favorite movie, Cool Running.
Jaws.
My favorite movie is A Cat Named Bob.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective,
and When Nature Calls, and pretty much any horror movie.
Say what again? I dare you, I double dare you. It's Pulp Fiction.
One of my favorite movies, I would say 300 for sure.
Una de mis películas favoritas, La Mula, Sangre, Sudor y Gloria, Siete Almas. Las tres se las recomiendo, pero la mejor, La Mula.
My favorite movie in One Ring to Rule Them All, One Ring to Find Them, One Ring and something or other, that's the one. Love it.
Esta es, mi película favorita es El Gladiador.
My absolute favorite movie of all time is Major League.
Favorite movie, can't do just one. Sports movies like Hoosiers or Rudy, inspirational ones, I love like those. I'm also into like chick flicks, Ask Todd Sinclair, so like Serendipity or The Vow, good stuff.
Bobby Cruz's favorite? It's a chick flick. It's got to be a chick flick. Serendipity.
My favorite movie? The Little Mermaid.
Dad, what is your favorite movie?
I have different, but obviously I enjoy watch The Lion King with you, my son.
No pasa nada, perros.
My favorite movie? Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
So don't tell Vinny this, but my favorite movie is The Devil's Rejects.
So I'm passing the torch to Vincent. It'll be a righteous party in hell. Welcome to the Ring of Horror.
I'm the Beer City Bruiser, and what's my favorite movie of all time? The Crow. Definitely The Crow. Awesome cult classic.
Hi everybody, I'm the Mecca, and my favorite movie is Fight Club.
Hey, hello, Ring of Honor. I am Bandido, the most wanted, and my favorite movie is A Dog's Purpose.
I think I'll have to go with the greatest trio of movies ever made. Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next.
Space Jam.
My favorite movie, I would have to say, features Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. The movie called Life, named Jing-a-lang, Jing-a-lang.
I'll tell you what, my least favorite movie is Girl Interrupted, but seeing as I am a professional broadcaster and despite the amount of shenanigans and general funny business that I have been putting up these past weeks, I will remain professional. My favorite movie is the 1985 high fantasy classic Legend, starring the incomparable Tim Curry. And in that movie, light overcomes darkness. So, moving on. Week by Week Physique is back. This time, it's focused on one man who was issued an ultimate challenge. Let's go now to Week by Week Physique.
It's the ROH Week by Week Physique.
Week by week, I continue to have the greatest physique. All you other Ring of Honor wrestlers are just fighting over second place. Now, I heard something on this very show a few weeks ago that deeply concerned me. Delirious, I don't speak your language, I don't speak that damn gibberish, so I may have got it misconstrued. But you challenged the 2018 Mr. Survival of the Fittest to a pose down? You challenged the 2019 Mr. Survival of the Fittest in such damn good shape they had to cancel the show because nobody wanted to challenge me to a pose down? You challenge the god of the bods, Red Titus, to a pose down? When you come at me, you better come in correct. Because I don't have to get ready, because I stay ready. Anytime you want to pose down, it can go down.
You know what? Challenge accepted. This should be absolutely ridiculous. Before we wrap up, I just want to remind you that our 4th of July sale is still going on until Tuesday, July 7th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Right now, you can get 50% off site-wide, and we have a bunch of really cool new items at the ROH Pro Shop. So shop to your heart's content. What? Wait, Josh Woods again? Really? Okay. How about this? If we go to Josh Woods, and he's still trying to get into that inner tube, and he's not actually going to talk to me, then you have to give me half of your salary. Okay? Wait, deal? Really? No, we're going to do it. Okay. All right. Let's go to Josh Woods.
Yes. Be safe, guys. Enjoy your holiday.
Oh. Well, that actually worked. Huh. Well, thanks, Josh. And Josh, do you guys think that I'm paranoid? Like, that's not unfounded, right? Like, after everything that I have been through, obviously there's something going on, right? Regardless, other than what some would call conspiracy theories, that's all I have for you this week. You can follow me on Twitter at Quinn McKay and follow ROH across all social media platforms at Ring of Honor. And make sure to like and subscribe to this video and hit the little bell down below so that you never miss an episode. I'm Quinn McKay, and I'll see you next week on Week by Week.
The baddest champion you've ever seen, boy! I started Shane Taylor Promotions because I wanted the next generation after me to know that you can be... Shut your mouths while I'm talking.
They're not listening. He's saying some
You
good
can be
stuff.
more than what this sport tells you that you can be.
6 months ago, Shane Taylor stood in the middle of the ring in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I told you that this sport needed to change. And you booed me. I told you I wanted to be the one to usher in a new generation with a better future. And you booed me. Fast forward 6 months, and with the events that have transpired all around the world, the loudest voices against that change, whether it be fans, whether it be other companies, or people in the offices, just like other sports platforms, have found themselves on the wrong side of history. Now, Shane Taylor can't change the world, but Shane Taylor Promotions, we will change the world of professional wrestling. And don't get me wrong, this has nothing to do with being militant. This isn't anti-anybody. This isn't anti-any group. This isn't anti-any company. This is about being very pro-change, very pro-future, very pro-us. To my fans, to our fans, you will no longer be overlooked. You will no longer be ignored. Shane Taylor Promotions, myself, Ron Hunt, Khan, Moses, we will give you everything that you've been asking for. We will give you the leaders that you want, the examples that you want. We will give you the representation that you have been begging for this sport for decades. But we can't do that by ourselves. So stand with us, support us, fight with us, and I promise you, we will shatter the glass ceiling of this sport by any means necessary.
I don't dress the way you like, I don't look the way you like, but I fight the way I like. I don't walk the way you